All right, it looks like we are live. Let me just check. Oh, there we go. We got it. Whew. Welcome in, everybody. It is another Sunday, not at our normal time. This felt weird. This kind of snuck up on me. I got this stuff like buzzer beater hitting the go live at 3 o'clock. Cause it was also because I'm wandering around on like a knee scooter and crutches. So it's like walking around takes long. Well, I'm obviously not walking. Moving around takes longer. So getting it set up, like putting the Ethernet cable out in the living room. I'm like scootering out there with this little plug. But we're here. We're here. It is a Sunday. It is a special Sunday. It is Super Bowl Sunday. We are excited. We've got a bunch of activity in the chat. Sammy Marco saying we are so back. I replied saying we are indeed so back. Ethan Bruja with the fire emojis. We love the fire emojis. Ill Tired saying, yep, hope you're feeling better. Thank you. Yes, feeling infinitely better than I was last week. I watched the clips of that, and I watched it last night. It was just like, that's insane. I remember being in that much pain, and that was horrible. Ill Tired saying, I have some thoughts based on my time digging around. I'll save it for when we're reviewing. Don't want to influence anyone. Okay. Sammy Marco saying, we got the stream when the sun is up. Wow, I know. It's, I think, the second time we've had a daytime stream. Not that I would know. If you notice, it's the exact same appearance in here when the sun is out and when it's away. Because my window looks at a brick wall. Well, my window looks at my friend's window. But we both keep our curtains closed. So. And then around her window is a brick wall. So. This room is the same. Which made it so much worse this week with just like having a weird sleep schedule and just laying in bed for 2 weeks. Was like, the circadian rhythm's off because I don't see the sun. I don't leave my bed. So my body has no idea what time of day it is. It has no idea if it's moving around time, if it's sleeping time. Been sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night. It's been awesome. I'm having a miserable time. Freezite saying Ewan made some promises last week. Let's hope he's a man of his word. Big ups to those who survived. Freezite's trying to say we are so back, but saying we are so bad. Let me try to. Oop. I'm further away from the screen than I'm used to, so let me try to make you all larger real quick. Zoom in. There we go. Now I can see you. I was like squinting to try to see what you all were saying. Sammy Orco saying you need to buy a sunlight thing. Oh, is that one of those, is that like a vitamin D, like, fake sun thing? Because I love the aesthetic of being like, because also, okay, you know when you get up in the middle of the night, you need to go to the bathroom? The ability to do, okay, Echo, lights off. Okay. The ability to go from total darkness to Echo, lights 20%. Okay. And then you have enough light to kind of find your way to the door and come back and not fully waken yourself. It's nice. Echo, lights 100. Okay. Freezite saying spooky. It is spooky. Unfortunately, I can't use the color commands. I didn't buy this for the color commands. It just happened to have them. I have to do those from my phone, unfortunately. It's sad. Okay, so we are somewhere. We're somewhere. I think the general consensus is that we're in Europe. We don't really have to be in Europe, but I think that's what the general consensus seems to be. Ill Tired has done... Pardon me. Just had a very large burrito. Ill Tired has done some sleuthing. Ill Tired seems to believe that we are in the Balkans. What do we want to do here? How do we want to approach this? Because I genuinely... We've seen everything. We've looked at every pixel of this. We know it's... What? It was 2025 coverage, right? Yeah, 2025. We have to pick something. There's stone out there. Scooter. Helpless. Freezite. Any tree info you could provide here? I feel like, well, I don't know trees. I don't know trees. This is such a rough one. I can't believe this is what we... Okay, Freezite saying, dude, this one's so generic. I can't believe we've come to this. There's not any kind of clues. There's this little antenna. Wait, Serbia doesn't have the antenna, right? W Dig saying we're so back. Afternoon edition. We are indeed so back in the afternoon, W Dig. Welcome in. Freezite saying it's northern latitude. We know that. What do we do? Yeah, Freezite saying it's definitely not southern hemisphere. We've got that. We've pretty much got it down to Europe. Okay, so this is for... I would assume this is for kind of runaway cars. And like the way it's angled, you're clearly supposed to veer off the road onto it. So right-hand drive, which eliminates 2 European countries. I don't know what to do other than that. Wait! It's mountainous. Guys. It's mountainous. There's mountains in the background. The angle of these wires, they're going down. Do these seem to... No, they seem pretty flat. We may be in the mountains somewhere. Sammy Marco asking Balkans. El Tired saying yes, spotted it going downhill. Okay. Freezite saying, okay, seriously, given the road conditions and forest management practices, I'd say it's Western Europe and developed country. I.e. not Russia. Mountains, this... What about Bavaria? How do we feel about that? So this... Okay, a wet area, Freezite is saying. What is a wet area in Europe? I don't know how to... What qualifies as that? Okay, Ethan Brujas saying, yeah, Germany, Austria feel goodish. I like that. I can see that. This is amazing. Seeing this has made this significantly easier. I like the... Okay, good point. Alps to the north, so that would put us more in Austria. Oh. Could this be Austria? Okay. Freezite saying deciduous and evergreen mix. Sammy Marco saying if we somehow get this, I'll scream. I think there's a reality where we get this. Iltard saying tough round. I've done some digging between snow days 2 weeks ago. Some free time the last week. Some final thoughts. Primarily, Slovenia. I was going to throw that out there about a minute ago. So I'm glad you said that. Okay, tree markings match when you did a search for European tree markings. Dense forest throughout the country. Yep. Bosnia, found a pole that looked like what you saw at the end. Our roads look similar but can never find a match. Croatia, or Serbia. Location-wise, similar to each of the above with roads and trees. Okay. Yeah, Freezite saying could be yes, it fits, but it could be Germany or Czechia, etc. I like this. I think these 4 countries are what we should focus on right now. How hilly is the Sudetenland? Because it doesn't look like there's a ton of mountains in Czechia. Yeah, definitely not Spain or Portugal. No, completely agreed there. We're looking northeast. Right, now we're at the end of it. These pines, we have this stuff. Okay. Freezite saying Slovakia has mountain areas, specifically to the east. True. Okay. And then if we were below that, we'd be in, say, Hungary. Freezite also saying, however, it could be Sweden or Norway. Let's do more digging for what's beyond the trees. Yep, fully agreed, not the Baltics. I'm going to keep our head pointed this way. That way if anything comes up, we'll see it. Nothing. Nothing. What's going on here with these rocks? I don't know. So these are kind of, the weeds are kind of coming through the gravel. Anything with these leaves here? Nothing helpful. Keep on going. Freezite saying I'm watching it on my TV. Maybe I can see something. Yeah, I've actually got 2 monitors with this up right now. Let me turn off one of these monitors. That's distracting. I have a 3 monitor setup, but it doesn't work with my Mac. I have to use my what used to work with my Mac, and then I broke the thing that would extend to the 3rd monitor because I put a micro SD in it upside down because it was a docking station. I put the micro SD in it upside down because I was trying to get the Australia snorkeling footage off of it, off of the GoPro, but I couldn't get the micro SD back out, so I had to disassemble the entire docking station. But no, this isn't my primary computer anymore. It doesn't really matter. The Windows computer uses all 3 screens, which is convenient. Okay. Sammy Marcos saying I have a monitor that the stream is on and Discord on my laptop screen. That's a good setup. It's what I used to do as well. It was like laptop screen. I've got the laptop thing that it elevates the laptop so it's at the same height as the monitors. And I used to have 1 monitor, and then I added another. And then check this out. This is a recent purchase for on the road. I got another monitor there. And you can use this to prop it up. It's pretty solid. Have I needed it? Yes. Yes, I have. This is what I showed you guys, or I mentioned this. This was what I used for the streams in Tampa over the holidays. Because and I'm sure we've said this before, once you start adding monitors, you cannot subtract monitors. Once you've started it, there's no going back. Have you all seen those pictures of the new JP Morgan headquarters where they show the desks and they have like 4 monitors? It's like 1, 1, 1, 1. And it's insane. At that point, you should get like a Meta Quest or whatever the goggles are. You just do everything. Because then it's like a 360 screen. What are we doing? Where are we? Freezite saying there's wild grapes there. It doesn't help at all. Are wild grapes that are can they grow in, you know, from Norway to Serbia? It's kind of wild. I wouldn't expect that. Wild grapes. That's it. We're at the end again. Okay, they're weeds. Interesting. We've got these rocks here again. I think this is Slovenia or Austria. That's where I'm at right now. Sammy Marcos saying the work is mysterious and important moment from JP Morgan. Yeah. JP Morgan's funny. They built that whole building and it still doesn't house their entire operation. Like, it's not capable of housing the entire operation. Freezite saying, okay, Austrian forests normally have more signage. Slovenia then, maybe? Where was that tree with writing on it? Let's go back and find that. Does this one have any? Freezite saying Sammy is godlike. Got some markings there. Let's keep on moving. It was funny. I was finally able to sit down like this Thursday. Thursday was the very first day I was able to sit here comfortably for extended periods of time. My legs are elevated right now, so that's why the angle's a bit off. This is ill-tired saying I may have researched Slovenian tree marking. That was to be read up to down. What do you mean? The markings? Let's keep moving here. 3 snow days, not last week, but the week prior. I mean, good for you for educating yourself during the snow days. Okay, so we have this. 1,000, and then we've got a 15. I don't know what's under the 15. Oh, 15 over 2 and then 3 lines. Oh, okay. Freezite saying yes, that was the tree markings were meant to do that. Yeah, antenna right here. Freezite saying, or sorry, Tired asking if there's an antenna meta. There's that antenna. And I can say this, I know that there's no antenna on the Serbia car. So probably not Serbia. Woo. You know where else this isn't? Japan. Australia. I'm really smart like that. This is the big brain. So 1,015 over 2, 3 lines. W. Dick saying ill-tired, deep Balkan flora knowledge drop. For real. I want to say Slovenia. How do we feel about that? Ill-tired saying I learned so much the last 2 weeks. Freezite saying, yeah, it could be Vermont too. That's the scary part. We honestly just have to pick something at a certain point. Yep, Sammy Marco saying it. We need to send it at some point. Because eventually we just spend so much time trying to figure it out that we prevent ourselves from getting a new streak if we lose. How do we decide? That is the question. Start with a poll. Freezite saying my vote's Slovenia. The soil's quite handy. The Julian Alps is my vote. I also vote Slovenia. What are our other contenders? I'm making a poll. Slovenia. Say Austria. Germany. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying we're going to get in our heads about it too. We'll see. It's... Oh. Technical difficulties on my end. That's weird. I'm sure the stream's still coming through correctly, right? Okay, you still see it that you had a quick blip just now. Wow. I don't know why. Okay, doesn't matter. As long as you all can see me. Yeah, Freezite saying the light is quite yellow, but the plant material is very cold, adapted, and wet. Oh, okay, the soil's quite sandy. Gotcha. The soil is very sandy. That was kind of throwing me off. Freezite saying Drew is hacking our systems. No, for real. He's... I just hate that guy. Alright. Here's what we'll do. Other. We're doing Slovenia and other. Where? Why is it not letting me start the poll? Oh my gosh. It might be weird for a second. So it's showing, like, on the feed where I can see what's being done. It's being glitchy. But it seems like the stream is working. So it's I'm just confused. Start a poll. Alright, you know what? It's going to be Slovenia other. Start poll. Why is it being weird? Why is it being so weird? And now it's not sending the poll. Nope, there's the poll. Okay. I think it might be the computer, honestly. I told you all it was on its way out. We have 100% consensus for Slovenia, it seems, so far. Oh, okay, Freezite saying the markings are for snow level measurements. Freezite saying I voted for Uganda. Yep, definitely like Uganda. 75% in favor of Slovenia, 25% other. This is dangerous. Alright, we'll do 10 seconds to get any remaining votes in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. We're ending the poll. Perform your drum rolls at home. XP's going crazy. I can't be mad at that. There were that was our second best streak ever. But probably the one that I'm least mad about. We didn't do anything stupid. We took our time. We made the best guess we could with the very little information we had. Exactly. Iltired saying to search for 2 weeks, can't complain. Freezite saying no shame in our game. We lost. It happens. It wasn't a dumb mistake. It wasn't a .li or something like that, or IT, whatever it was. It's I mean, this is United States or Canada. I'm just gonna click on the United States because it's. Before anyone gets mad at that was not a YOLO. That's the first round. This is Hungarian. Alright. I promise I'm not throwing. I promise I'm not throwing. Japan. Ethan Bruja saying no, I had the check there. See, I actually thought you were going to confirm it was Hungarian. So I was like, oh, Ethan Bruja will confirm after I do it. It's going to be Hungarian. Alright, well, not JP. There we go. First one down. But exactly, Freezite, we fought like real G's. This looks like Austria. Freezite saying this where when we start breaking down ands. What do you mean what do you mean? I'm confused. This is This is a language. An interesting language. Cool. I'm thrown off here. Could this be Czech? Or, okay, Ethan Brujas saying, well, this looks Hungarian. Okay. Thank you. Okay, yep, Freezite saying this might be Hungarian now. Readjusting the foot. Ooh, okay, gotta do it by hand. Oh. Okay. Okay. There's the O with the enye wavy thing above it. That's got to be Hungarian, right? Any objections to Hungary? Ow. I'm going to put the foot down. See how different that little bit of pain right there was compared to last Sunday? True, SC is a Hungarian compound you've seen. I've seen SC as well. It's a co-op. Is that a turkey? Or a peacock? It fits in that it seems very much on the edge of East and West, culturally. Just vibe-wise. Ovezet. See, there's too many things happening with this language that don't happen in most languages that I'm familiar with, which makes me think Hungarian. Alright. Wow, yeah, that's quite some language. Let's do it. Yep, Freezite saying send Hungary. Love it. Oh boy. Let's go this way. I can't quite tell what this feels like. It's Southern Europe. But where? Don't be Balkan. Don't be Balkan. Uh-oh. It's Balkan. Yay. Random Balkans, my favorite place. I love these ones because the language makes so much sense. Usi de garage porti automatic. That's not quite all that. Is that Romanian? I think that was Romanian. Eltard saying Bosnia or Serbia with those polls. Freezite saying Romania. Yeah, that sign was too legible. So let's keep looking for some more signs. Eltard saying double check the language. I'm so over cold searching. That's fair. Toplita. We have Highway 12. It's not how Bosnian roads are marked. It's not how Serbian roads are marked. It is how Romanian roads are marked. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Freezite saying Porti automatic is automatic door. Yep. Iltired saying our roads are in Bosnia and Serbia, rural roads. But Bosnia and Serbia don't denote their highways with this sign. I'm pretty confident this is Romania. I like my coffee. I feel like you've all seen me drink coffee, like, once. Maybe. We're always on here too late. Maybe, ooh, it's 3:30. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking coffee. Oh well, I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it back. If I need a little caffeine boost, we've got some diet sodas for our Super Bowl party later. That was a Super Bowl chillax with some friends that turned into a Super Bowl party. Sammy Marco saying you're not going to sleep till 2 a.m. Joke's on you, I haven't been sleeping. Yolotka does not necessarily sound Romanian. Freezite saying sleep is temporary, coffee is forever. Exactly. You know what else? I got this big thing of melatonin gummies. These are intense. These are 5 each. These are kind of crazy. Like 5 milligrams each. Those are something. Sammy Marco saying no wonder you're acting a little more silly. It's the sleep deprivation. Dude, I am unwell. Every morning I turn on my watch. I wake up at 8 a.m. every morning, no matter what time I went to sleep, whether it was 2 or it was 5. And if it was 2, then I'm awake around like 6 for a bit, just in pain, and then I go back to sleep. But every morning I check my watch, and it's like, you slept 3.5 hours last night. Good job. It obviously doesn't say good job. It's like, last night was great. It says 5 hours, 1 minute. I'm on the mend. And I'm also, like, I've been in here for 2 weeks. I've left the apartment 3 times. In over 2 weeks. In 16 days, I've left the apartment 3 times. So, Romanian flag. This is either going to be really good or really bad. Oh, Gap India, cool. Okay, it's the same mall that we always get. Sammy Marcos saying I got like 8.5 hours. Oof. Dude, I genuinely think the last time I got 8.5 consecutive hours, like without getting up to go to the bathroom or anything, was December 2023, because I was up all night and then had to go to the hospital and then got home at 5 p.m. and slept until 6 a.m. That was the last time I slept 8.5 uninterrupted hours. India. Sammy Marco asking, when do you go back to work? I'm always working, bro. I'm always grinding. Grind set. Freezite saying this guy, I'm up by 5 foot content creators, I tell you. I know, it's me being lazy. Apparently, after just talking about the grind set. Most livable, people-friendly community in Australia. Any objections? WD saying not that being before the stream started. Dude, December 2023. Like, when was that even? That was only 2 years ago? No, sorry, it was December 2022. Yeah. I had too much, what's that stuff? You know the Mio? It's like the water flavoring. I had one that had some caffeine in it, and I was up late one night. It's like a Tuesday. I was up late one night, getting some stuff done. And I poured it into my drink. I'm like, yeah, a little bit of caffeine. Fully just kept myself awake the entire night. That was fun. Oh, here we go. Great. Oh, that's helpful. Slovakia. Any objections to that? We are chilling. Look at that. We're already at 5. We're about to be at 6. This is amazing. We're doing fantastic. Oh, but fun thing. Alright, I'm not seeing any objections to Slovakia. Fun thing. Oh, brilliant. It kind of looks like the US. Because I've had all this time to edit. I expect the Senegal video to come out not next weekend, but the one after it. I wouldn't say that if I wasn't like I wouldn't get y'all's hopes up if I wasn't fairly confident in that. It's close to being done. And yesterday, I'm not gonna say which video it was for, but I edited a sequence and I've watched it 15 times since I put the sequence together. It is my favorite sequence I've ever put together for the channel. Yeah, Freezite sending the eyebrow raise emoji. See, I know that I'm walking into harassment by saying it, so I wouldn't say it if I wasn't confident in it. Another project by. So English furthers the United States guess. There's a mailbox, so furthers the United States guess. W. Dick saying yes. Yeah, it's Freezite saying fool me once, fool me twice, won't get fooled again. Fair enough. I have at no point said, oh, the video's coming out. I'm now saying it's coming out. Get that, get this. I'm fairly confident in a 2 weeks from now release date. Yeah, Freezite saying looks like Kansas here. I could get behind that. I mean, we really only just need it to be the states. But just their lights are on. Sheriff, Highway Patrol. Nope, this is Canada. Look at that seal. That's got the cross of St. George on it. Sammy Marcos saying need a speed limit sign. We do, don't we? Let's go. Come on, do the shift thing. Oh no, it's spacebar, isn't it? I'm an idiot. Oh, and I did, what is it? For Thursday, Friday, most of the last few days, I've been making this map. Basically one big map file that I can use for any map animations in the future. Been working on that. It's gotten me through 9 episodes of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers documentary on Amazon. It's taken a long time to make this map. Alberta. Any objections to Canada? But that was fun. It was like fun and mindless, and I could sit here and just kind of like mess around with it and kind of, if it was too much pain, lie down kind of thing. Yep, Ethan Brewhouse confirming Canada. Let's do it. Sammy Marco saying send it. We're at 7. We love that. This is Greenland. Brazil? I feel like Brazil. Let's look at these plates. You're gonna have a... Ooh, no, wait. These are Bolivian colors. Man, I would love some caffeine right now. I might have to uncork our Diet Dr. Pepper for the party after this. Uneven bridge, slow down. I did not expect English. That's confusing. Okay. They're on the right-hand side. We appear to be on the right... This is Ghana. Right-hand drive. There's the, yep, there's the tape. This is Ghana. Anyone object? It's that easy sometimes. It is that easy. Iltard saying Ghana, question mark. Yeah. Anyone been watching the Olympics yet? It started the other day, right? Freezite saying Ghanaian Brazilian hills, amazing. We love it. Let's run it. Boom. Right near Togo. Okay. What do we got going on here? Southeast Asia. Oh, well, this should be fairly easy. Actually, I don't think that sign actually gives us anything. We need to know what these logos are, and we don't. It won't take long to figure this out. Oh, that's awesome, W did. Your coworkers and you had the opening ceremony on at the office. Love that. Yep, Indonesia or Malaysia, completely agree, Freezite. I did see, I think it's supposedly too hot in Milan right now. Is that, am I correct in that I saw that? Like, too hot Milan. Okay, well that's not helpful. Indonesian flag. Any objections? I think we got that. Boom. Yep, El sent Indonesian flags. Freezite saying W Dig is a retired Olympian 2022 wingman gold medalist. That's a high honor. It's quite the high honor. Alright, let's do Indonesia. Olympics not the only important thing going on right now. Super Bowl tonight. Anyone have strong feelings one way or the other? 'Cause I feel like everybody I speak to about it doesn't care. But that's also because since it was decided who was going to the Super Bowl, I've been living in an isolated bubble where I only get to talk to people I want to talk to, which is nice. Sammy Marco saying "Go Seahawks" in all caps. I don't know. It seems like you're not that thrilled about that. W Dig sending the gold medal emoji. Bro is the wingman gold medalist. W Dig saying I did have to laugh when the audience booed a certain politician on Friday. I did see that like an hour ago. That was funny. W Dig saying go other birds. Il Tired saying yep, don't care about football. Cats is hopping in. Hi all, reporting from Morocco. Welcome in, Cats. Hope Morocco's treating you well. The Tunisia pictures in the Discord were pretty awesome. I hope that was fun. I forgot they did, is it Mos Eisley from Star Wars? I forgot they filmed that there. You sent the pictures from there. It was awesome. Oh, okay, NBC removed it from their coverage. Yeah, Freezite saying enjoy yourself, pimp. Il Tired saying nice photos, Cats. Oh, this is almost certainly Baltic. I was going to say Balkan. Right, I would say. Sammy Marco saying I live for the days that the Pats are 2-14 or 1-15 for an entire decade because they've been good for too long. Fair enough. That's a Finland sticker. But I don't think we're in Finland. Yeah, went to the Star Wars set in Tunisia. You Cats. Okay, Estonian here. That makes sense. Oh, yeah, Cat's asking, so what country was the one that ruined the streak? We had about 100 yards of coverage along a mountain road, like a gravel mountain road. And we went with Slovenia. But after a very long time of deliberation, it was the... Okay, Ethan Brujas saying Estonia plate looked like it had 3 letters. That plate looks kind of blue, so I'm not going to pay attention to that one. Sammy Marco saying look for yellow street signs. That's not helpful. These are some weird plates back here. But yeah, it was the round. We were on it for 10-15 minutes when it first happened, and then we went to a different map to finish out the day. You're right, that does look like a lot going on there. I'm definitely down for Estonia if people are. Would like to see some more written language though, if we can get somewhere else. So it was those 15, 20 minutes, and then it was all of last week's stream, which was 38 minutes long. And then it was, first 20 minutes of today's stream? And it was not Slovenia, which we guessed. It was Bosnia. TLT, probably Tallinn. One T is probably Tallinn, the other T is probably transport, or whatever the Estonian word for transport is. Are we good with that? I feel like we're fine. Just a weird lack of written language. Yeah, Cat saying Bosnia, that's tough. Such is life. You know? Stop! It's funny how it reads like... You know the text, it's like, hey, with like 30 Ys. That's how this feels. It's funny. Yeah, El Tired saying I spent ages cold searching and narrowed it down to those two countries. T-E-E, Tartu, Parnu. Welcome to Estonia. Come on, click on it. There we go. I think we're all in agreement here. Got it. 11. Radinis. Haven't we been here before? Yeah, Cat saying Estonia. Isn't this... No, because it's single script. We've been here. I just can't remember where. Oh, Baltic again. Are you sure Baltic? Do you mean Balkan? Yeah, okay, cool. Balkan, you mean. I do that too. Yeah, Cat saying still good job with the research, Il Tired. For real. The graphic you made, Il Tired, was hilarious. I keep thinking about that. That was so funny. Did we pass a sign here? Yeah, we did. Verdenis. Again. I think... Here we go. We'll have more signs down here. That big one is interesting, but... Seljane. Verdenis. Okay. Etnoselo is Lazak. No, off. Echo, off. I read this word and it turned on the Alexa friend. Yes, Freezite. This place mountains. Correct. Etnoselo. I think Croatia. Yeah, Freezite saying probably Croatia. Just due to the landscape and the fact that it is only one script, I'm going to assume Croatia. Wow, the burrito I had was heavy. Of course, I say there's one script, and then we get Cyrillic. Il Tired saying boyfriend and I are debating doing a Northern European trip with a stop in Luxembourg or Central Europe, Austria, Hungary, Prague trip plan. That sounds fun. What's the Northern European... What would you do for the Northern European itinerary? Because, I mean, that Central Europe one sounds awesome. Ooh. Il Tired saying EU flag on left screen or just small? Let's see. I mean... Here? Ooh. Maybe. I think that is an EU flag. You might be right. But that could be anything, really. Like, that could be anywhere. It could be an EU flag and even be in Serbia. I have pictures of the EU flag in Serbia on my phone. Those pictures, though, also have like a red circle with the line going through it on top of the EU flag. But the point being, the text here could say, like, EU bad, EU evil. So, devil's advocate. Yeah, Cat saying get a Eurail pass and ride the trains. Il Tired saying Belgium, Luxembourg, Paris. Okay. Yeah, I hate Amsterdam. Yeah. I didn't enjoy Amsterdam a ton when I went either. I feel like the Central Europe one is a really good idea. I feel like Paris is... I don't know. Do you all know anybody who... Like, I have a couple friends who've lived in Paris and they really liked that, but I don't know people who really visited Paris and were like, wow, this is amazing. You know? Cat saying, yeah, Luxembourg City is beautiful. It is pretty. Not a lot to do in Luxembourg City, though. It's a cool place to go. And another good point, Ethan Bruja, free transit across Luxembourg. Love that. Okay, Sammy Marco saying my roommate liked his trip to Paris right before the Olympics. Okay, Il Tired saying I lived in Paris in 2008 for 2 months. That's a good reason to go back then. Yeah, Cat saying I don't like Paris, too busy and not really clean, it smells bad. Yeah. See, that's what I mean. You get the... I feel like that's the opinion that I usually hear as someone who's also been to Paris. What's weird is, you know what messes with Paris for me is basically, you know when someone hypes something up too much. I feel like we've talked about this. There's stuff in this kind of ballpark. When someone hypes something up too much and you go to it and you're like, okay, that was it. It's like, you know, the Colosseum is, whoa, it's the blah, blah, blah. And then you go and you're like, okay, this is kind of cool. But also, wait, that's the same antenna we saw in Bosnia. Yeah, exactly. Overrated, maybe. Yeah, they've improved their cycling network and have restricted cars in the downtown. That's nice. You gotta hang out with the crazy Portuguese in Lux. There's a big Portuguese population in Luxembourg. Cat saying Bosnia then. Yep, Il Tired saying there's an effect about that, specifically about Paris. Not sure what it's called. I've heard about that. Isn't it a thing? Like, people go from... It's like Japanese tourists go to Paris, and when they get so disappointed that it's caused something to happen. I can't remember. Yeah, Il Tired saying Lyon is much more quintessential France. It's less tourist, kind of... Celiani. Man, I don't know. Okay, yep. Semi Marco saying the Japanese have a thing called Paris syndrome, where Japanese people get told Paris is perfect, and then they need support from their embassy. That's wild. But yeah, that's what I was referring to. Ethan Bruja saying, could this be Montenegro? Single script sign, but looks similar to Croatia, Bosnia. I see what you're saying. And I like what you're saying. Vozito Presno, drive carefully. If it's Montenegro, there should be sky rifts. There's a sky rift. Ooh, yeah, Cat saying for southern France a lot, like the Nice-Monaco area. I do really like Nice. Yeah, Freezite saying Versailles as well. Or saying Versailles as well, in addition to, yeah, Paris has some nice sights you might see, though, such as the Louvre. And Versailles is nice. Both great sights, but it's like going somewhere and it's as if you're in a theme park. I think that's what gets me. It might be the like growing up around theme parks part as well, where it's like, this is a nightmare. But I don't know, Paris just feels like an amusement park at this point. Places like Paris, Rome, they just feel like tourist catered. There we go. I'm finally able to try to verbalize what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but that's a very good point, Freezite. If you've never been, you do have to go. 100%. Sammy Marco saying, for me, Paris would be a stop on a bigger trip, not the main part of the trip. Yeah. Where would you go in Belgium, Il Tired? Durmitor National Park. Got it. We're in Montenegro. Anyone object? I always hear amazing things about Budapest. Okay, because I know you're talking... Okay, Brussels, Bruges. Heard great things about Bruges, yeah. Bruges is nice. I can't say I know much about Brussels, like on the ground. Luxembourg was a cool spot. Yeah, Cat saying I only use Paris to fly in and out somewhere else. Alright. Montenegro, we're all good? Oh yeah, Ghent is supposed to be nice. Cats is saying Bruges is amazing, Brussels not so much, it smells as bad as Paris. Yeah, Samuel Marco saying my friend who did a study abroad in Munich loves Budapest, he loves the trams there. Cat saying I loved Ghent too. I guess the important thing is, has your boyfriend been to Paris? Because if not, then you have to go to Paris. You can't do Budapest before you've done Paris, you know? Chile? Nope, that's a European plate. Yeah, I spoke too soon. That stop sign's in English. Sanate. Ah, okay. Eltard saying he's only been to London. He's not well traveled yet. You might have to do Paris then. Sammy Marco saying which is more romantic, Paris or Budapest? Honestly, there's a case to be made for Budapest. There is definitely a case. But I think it's coming from my not liking crowded places thinking. This is Spanish. No, it's not. What's Pozo? Wait, what is... No, it's Catalan. Catalan. Make it stop. Yeah, Freesight saying yes, it is. No. What, Freesight? Ethan Bruja saying Dinant is a great little town to spend a Belgium into. It's Spanish Standard? It's Spanish Standard? What's that E? What was that E? Hold on. Wait, I'm bamboozled. I am bamboozled. Sammy Marcus saying doesn't like crowded places, moved to Manhattan. My neighborhood's not that bad. I hated Manhattan, and then I visited my friends at this apartment and was like, this is great. This is reasonable. I've never heard of Dinant, though. Because to tie in a word ending with I, you cannot use the Y, so you use E instead. I've never heard that. What? Freesight saying, trust me, Pim. I feel gaslit. Kaye Thomas Breton. Because you're not God level, bro. Okay. I'm just so... Alright, well, it is Spain. Regardless. Like, this is Spain. So, any objections to that? Freesight saying, nope, it's standard grammar. I can't Google it yet while we're here. Are we good with Spain? Yeah, Sammy Marco saying, I visited my friend in the 72nd Street area and it was so chill. Yep, people out and about, you thought there'd be Times Square crowds everywhere. Exactly, that's the thing. You assume that because it's Manhattan that every neighborhood is crowded. It's not. The Times Square is very much an isolated nightmare. Midtown is an isolated nightmare. Everywhere else is decent. Like 72nd Street area is amazing. Love that area. Same happens to use I to tie words ending in O's. We're clearly we're central Spain. You can't get more Castilian than that. I'm bamboozled. Yo, Iltired saying work trip to NYC in May. Coordinating trip to go before or after New York. Totally cheaper. Yep. Fly out of New York. Totally cheaper. Fly to New York City. Sorry. Totally cheaper. Yep, Freesight saying told you. That's what I mean. That's insane. I need to call several Spanish speakers after this to confirm. Okay. Spanish again. Freezite saying, don't worry, at least you're putting it together. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sonora. We're in Mexico. Anyone object to that? Yeah, Sammy Marcos saying I don't need to go back to Midtown. Yeah, Midtown's Midtown. It can be a fun place. It can also kind of suck. On the weekends, it's weird. You walk around there, and it's like 6th Avenue's dead, but 5th Avenue is a nightmare, and then 7th Avenue is a nightmare. And it's just such a bizarre place. And then I cross a bridge, and I end up in Brooklyn, and I'm like, get me out of here! Get me out! And it's like, alright. We go with Mexico? Freezite saying I'm a native speaker, it's 3rd level stuff. Like the word, I'm not saying the word because I don't know what it means. And then you saying Google that later makes me more concerned about saying the word, so I'm not saying it. But, okay. It's good to know. That's genuinely, I feel so bamboozled not knowing that. Sammy Marcos saying New York felt more normal than I was expecting. I don't know how to explain it. It's exactly that. I know exactly what you're saying. That's the exact feeling that I had when I came to visit my friends here. I had no intention of ever moving to New York City until July of 24. And 9 months later, I lived here. It's just... not even 9. 8 months later, I lived here. Fully thought it was a nightmare place. I was actively telling my friends not to move here. And here we go. Okay, Freezite saying they're not going to teach you such level when they want you to learn how to say and do basic things. Otherwise, it'll scare you away. Fair enough. This is India. Yep. Something that can confirm India, though. And not Bangladesh. Sammy Marcos saying we fell for the anti-New York propaganda. Yeah. Yeah. It's real. You gotta keep the rent low somehow. Not that it is low. You would keep it from getting astronomical somehow. But even then, it's not astronomical. It's just simply, once you're here, it's so much easier because word of mouth is helpful. But for like finding, like the hardest part is finding somewhere. Sammy Marcos saying I don't know exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know if anyone ever really does. There's a side to it's such a weird place in that there's like, I see on Reddit r/travel or something, people say I'm going to the USA, I went to New York, San Francisco, Miami, I hated New York. And it's like, I fully get how you hated it, and if you loved it, I would fully get that as well. It's such a place that I've basically not been to in 2 weeks. Let's read this billboard. Lord Fafnir saying, hi, I've been watching your videos for a while now, mostly during my lunch break at work. Glad to finally catch you live. Hope your foot is better. Sad you lost that streak. That round was brutal. Yeah, it's, it happens. It's life, and we keep moving forward. Oh, .bd. That's massive. So this is Bangladesh then. But appreciate you taking the time to join in. We got the special streak this week, the 3 p.m. stream as opposed to the 8 p.m. to count for the Super Bowl. Yep, Cat saying Bangladesh. Let's... Any objections to Bangladesh? What's going on up here? Are these covered? Awesome. Very unhelpful. Alright, going once. Going twice. No Bangladesh objections. Love it. 15. That's Greek. Greek flag. Steering wheel seems to be on the correct side. Yes. Ooh, Cat saying I appreciate the 3 p.m. stream. Only 10 p.m. where I'm at. And we have to leave at 7 a.m. tomorrow. 7 a.m. like that's your flight, or that's when you're leaving in the morning? Those are two very different things. Freezite saying Cat's our Indian buddy hasn't done any live streams. I'm sad. Cat saying, are you scared him away? Who's this who hasn't done any live streams? Keep on going through. Wait. Oh, wait. No, this is Greece. Why are we still looking? Anyone object to Greece? I kind of zoned out for a second. Okay. Tour van leaves at 7 a.m. We have a 7-hour drive tomorrow to the desert. Ooh, okay. Snazzy. What are you doing out in the desert? Nice. Athens. Freezite saying I only asked him why he was Japanese and denied it. Bro. Why you gotta be harassing people? Gotta let bro live. This is Oman. Yeah, we've got the beach northeast. Yeah. We're in Muscat. We're probably around here. Dama Street. Okay, that looks sick. 4x4 ride, probably camel ride too. Love that. Okay, how do we prove this is Oman? Let's go find a bin. Or Borj Ghazi Mustafa. Let's go this way. Oh, I guess we can't. Showing up Chinese banana plants too. Dude's confused. What? But no, that does sound sick, Cats. Yeah, exactly, Freezite. Like, we recognize this. It is Oman. But, just gotta confirm it. Yeah, Cat saying looking forward to the desert. Deserts are cool. I love the... Oh, wait, car tours Tunisia. Okay. Freezite saying long story, Ewan. Excellence travel. That's in English. Deserts are so enticing. It's, my friend and I were looking at... It's a very tentative idea. Yeah, this is French. This is most likely Tunisia. Where's the follow car in Tunisia? Is that the Tunisia follow car right there? I know it's a truck. What's it? Oh wait, there's a bin. Yeah, Cat saying might be Tunisia, French, I've been there. We know you've been to Tunisia. It's very recent. Okay. This is not an Omani bin, so I'm thinking we're in Tunisia. Any objections to that, or should we keep looking? What are we feeling? Freezite saying, I hope we see cats in the back there. Ooh, 2027 solar eclipse in Egypt. That sounds interesting. Oh, here we go, Tunisian flag. When in 2027 is that? Okay, Sammy Marco saying that word that Freezite said earlier is not inappropriate. I'm still not taking any chances. I know better than to trust a random word that Freezite says. Okay, August 2nd. Interesting. Tempting. Okay, was there 3 days ago. Recommend everyone to go to Tunisia. Freezite saying, see, Sammy confirmed it. Ewan's just so paranoid. Freezite saying, tisk tisk what I do, I'm innocent. You know what you've done. 17. Ankle's starting to feel weird. Ooh. This is interesting. Let's do some exploring. But my friend and I, the friend I went to Central Asia with last year, we spoke on the phone last week about a trip this year. And we said we'd, okay, stop sign, that's on the left side. This is Africa. And we spoke about, tentatively, we said we'd confirm at the end of February, depending on my recovery and kind of how each of our research goes. But speaking of deserts, we're looking at going to Namibia and renting a 4x4. Or, sorry, not a 4x4. Renting an off-road vehicle. Do a road trip around Namibia, possibly Angola, possibly Botswana. I said absolutely no to South Africa because I don't want to drive a car in South Africa. Yeah, people seem excited about that. Kat saying, ooh, Namibia. Sammy Marco saying Namibia with an exclamation mark and in all caps. Ethan Brujas saying dream vacation right there. Yup. It's, like, check this out. Come on. Where is it? It's this whole... So I want to go here. This town, Luderitz. It's this German town. Obviously, you know, Namibia was colonized by the Germans. And then in World War One, or after World War One, the Brits took it. There's all these shipwrecks on the coast. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of the town here. And then over here, Kolmanskop is this town that's just been overrun by sand. So look at this. There's just sand in this house. It's the buildings are being overtaken. It's this ghost town. So we want to do that. It should be cool. But, yeah, we're just looking at other places we can go kind of within the week that we would budget for it. There's talk of Angola, but Angola's right-hand drive, whereas we'd have a left-hand drive car, so it's kind of yeah. Let's, yeah, Kat's saying never been there, but on my list, same. It's, I was kind of hesitant about it because I wanted to do a bike ride video there, but it just didn't make sense because everything was so far apart. And then my friend was like, let's just get a car and drive, you know, the entire country and go to some neighboring countries. And I was like, you're a genius. But yeah. And then Freezite saying Namibia, you'll be Namibian Polo. Polo. Scrub that. I only read one L. Poyo. Please don't make fun of me for that. But yeah, Sammy Marco saying you're going to all the random places I've wanted to. That's the point, is going to the random places. Go to the random places now. No, Sammy Marco saying Polo. No making fun of me. I misread it. I made a mistake. I have, at times, spelled my name with a Y to start because it's just like, oh, Y-E-W. It just makes sense. It's a brain fart. Let me live. Kat's saying that's a really long drive, though. You guys have to camp somewhere in the middle. Yeah. We'll be camping. The idea is to get a tent that's on the top of the thing, the vehicle. Also, him and I, this is the friend that I was in the... It's a very random video on my channel, but we drove across the country and ended up staying in New Mexico for a couple days, then drove back. It's that same friend, so we've done the long drives together before without really... We were sleeping at rest stops, you know? In the front seat, so it's extra uncomfortable. But, yeah. Okay, I gotta catch up on the chat. Cat saying it's a real... Yeah. Do they use coins in Morocco? If so, can you get me one, please? Cat saying, yes, they do. I can get you one. Sammy Marco saying, need to take the train in Namibia. I think the train lines are just for cargo, unfortunately. At least that's because I tried looking into traveling by train before I checked car. But yeah. Cat's asking if there's a train. Sammy Marco saying, I don't know. Yeah, you can go to Angola without a visa. I think everything's just e-visa or no visa. Everything's pretty easy. Freezite making more coffee. It's earlier in the day for you, Freezite. It's not too bad if you have coffee. I haven't been sleeping and need to go to bed at a reasonable time. Cat saying in Africa, everywhere is very far apart, so make sure to plan. Yeah, where to stay in Namibia between drives might involve camping in the desert. There should be campsites with facilities. Well, here, check this out. Sammy Marco saying Ewan is your new name. I'm not a fan of that. He's specifically spelling it Youin. Freezite making fun of me. Cat saying, hopefully you guys... Where am I? What am I doing? Okay, yeah, Ewannnawe over here. So there's these... Ewannnawe Falls, which look really cool. See, check that out. And then, down the street... not the hippo pool one. That one looked kind of lame. But there's this campsite, which just looks sick. Like, look, there's a monkey. There's an actual monkey. And we just camp out here. Look at that. That's sick. So, yeah, camping, definitely. Looking at that. Dalrach. Litsemba Street. This is rough. Freezite saying, if you were a real pimp, you'd take the coal train from Western Sahara to Mauritania. I am a firm believer that the coal train is now like a travel influencer version of going to Paris. It's just too overdone. Everyone's done it. There's no appeal to me. It sounds fun. If like one obscure... If it had been written about somewhere and like 3,000 people hadn't done it, and I'm not just going to be on the train with a bunch of other tourists at this point, I'd do it. But also, like, yeah. Yeah, Sammy Marco said, oh, I didn't realize Algeria needed a full-on visa. And Freezite said, my blood is 80% coffee. Yep, okay, Sammy Marco confirming National Railway Company of Namibia does not operate any scheduled passenger services as of July 23. It's unfortunate. Yeah. Sammy Marco asking, have you read the Wiki Voyage article for Namibia yet? I don't know what Wiki Voyage is, if I'm so honest with you. Should I know what that is? Like bald and bankrupt and nice. Also be prepared to just have a cold water shower, but camping still might be fun. I'm fine with a cold water shower. It's, you know, it happens. Yeah. Yeah, Cat saying camping in Africa is very fun. Freezite saying copium to me. It's not. It's... See? Yeah, Sammy Marco's agreeing. So the coal train used to be off the beaten path, but now it's normal. Like, there's no thrill to it, because I'm just doing what 30 other people have done. It feels too touristy now. It feels like I'm riding the train between the two different Universal theme parks. The cat's saying, okay, yeah, that's why I'm only going to Tunisia and Morocco, as they're visa-free. Algeria needs a visa for many countries. Wouldn't expect that. Not that I have any reason not to expect it, I just wouldn't expect it. Sid Washini, bolts and nuts. This is going to be a tough one. This is step one of their new Gorilla Travel series. I will say, as I've edited the... does that say Swaziland? Thankfully that says Swaziland. I would go with Eswatini. I will say, like... with... Okay, you read an insane amount of Wiki Voyage in high school. So what is it? I will say, as I've now seen all of the videos that are going to come out, the channel turns into... It just becomes a whole other thing. For the better. I think the channel turns a really cool corner with all the videos that are coming out. Ah, this is helpful. Blah, blah, blah. Cities, other destinations. Like, I watched some of the other videos on this channel, and I'm like, haha, those are funny. Like, that was a fun time. And then I watched the new videos, and I'm like, wow. This is interesting. I wish I could go back in time and show 15-year-old me, like Sammy Marco, Like you reading Wiki Voyage in high school. I was the same, well, not Wiki Voyage because I've only just discovered it, but I was the same, and I was watching all these travel videos, these travel YouTubers being like, I want to go see the world, and then I watch these videos back. The channel turns an insane corner with these next few videos. Again, you know, eventually they'll come out in like 3 years, blah, 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 but they'll be exciting. It's really, really fun. But just kind of building on Freezite saying, step 1 in our new Gorilla Travel series. Yeah, Sammy Marcus saying I watch lots of travel YouTubers too. I'd assume so. I assume that's kind of everyone here was of that kind of mindset. I generally assume a lot of overlapping interests in this audience. Cat saying so many Canadians in Morocco right now for some reason. Oh wow, your tour group is 80% Canadians? Trying to think of the last time I met a Canadian abroad. Last time I met a Canadian while traveling was in Canada. It was a Canadian who was just traveling to Montreal. Sammy Marco saying looking forward to the Namibia videos in 7 years when I'm married with a kid. Me too, bro. It'll get done eventually. I do the exact same thing, cats. I don't watch the YouTube videos for the places that I'm going to, because I want to be surprised. Exactly that. It's, but I like watching, like, I watched them when I was, 15, 16, and had no ability to go to these places. I had a smaller world map. I now have a bigger version of it that's framed. It's above my desk. It's a bit of a shout out to my old world map. But I'd look at it and be like, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go there, and I'd like learn about the world on YouTube, and now it's, And now we're here. Now I'm editing a video where every couple hours I just have to take a minute to be like, wow, I actually did this. It's kind of crazy. Is that a Greek flag? Yes, it is. Greek flag. I would assume this is Greece. Do we have any objections? Freezite saying was barely 18, young, slim, full of life when the Senegal trip took place. I'm basically at death's door now. Insert dramatic music here. I'm telling you, like 2 weeks. 2 weeks it'll be done. Probably. Tired saying I used AI to develop a very detailed trip, conceptual outline to show boyfriend things to do and logistics for trip planning. I can share prompt if anyone is interested. Okay, yep, you gotta have the scratch off world map. Yeah, it's using AI for trip planning is insane. It's so good. I wish we had it in the past. Like, that is one thing. Because there's so many times I've traveled and I've gotten to a city and I'll just TripAdvisor, and if there's nothing interesting there, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm walking around for 2 days. But I used AI to plan my entire Australia trip, and it was like, whale watching in Sydney, let's hike a mountain in Hobart, and then snorkeling in Cairns, and then back to Sydney, and I don't remember what I did. Oh, surfing when I got back to Sydney. It was like, would never have come up with that on my own. I would not have enjoyed Australia half as much had I done it. Had I done the research on my own. Yeah, Cat saying same old tired. I bought it in 2019, but haven't started scratching it off. Tired saying Cat, you might have to spend an hour to do that. You really might. Simi Marco asking, what does AI do that's good? It's just, so for me, I put into it, so I did, okay, I'm going to Australia on this date, I land at this time on this date, I take off at this time on this date, plan a trip, and it did that, and I was like, that's kind of lame, I don't like that. So I was like, I like bike riding, I like hiking, if I have to sleep outside, that's hilarious. Ruin me. I want to, let's get close to death. Let's just have the most intense experience. And it was like, okay, in that case, and it gave me this, and then I was like, oh, this has gone too far, let's dial it back a bit. Because it was like, bike up the mountain in the winter, and, sleep on your bike upside down, and I'm like, okay, dial it back. Sammy Marco quoting, ruin me, you in 2026, technically that was 2025. Yep, exactly what Iltired's saying. Developed a great tailored plan based on my specific interests and general logistics. It isn't a final stop, but it's a good place to start getting your mind thinking. Exactly that. Also, always ask it to find off the beaten path plans for things that would be in Atlas Obscura. Yeah, basically, pretty much. It's Freezite saying Dr. Congo saga incoming. It's funny you say that. It's really funny you say that, because earlier this week I was literally texting two friends about going to Brazzaville Memorial Day weekend. I was like, I sent in what did I even say? I said something like I'd spoken about it with one friend, and we were like, let's get this other friend to come in. Well, let's tell him we're going to like Mexico or something, and then we go to the airport and it's the Congo. But you got to get shots and a visa, blah 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 blah. So that was too complicated. But so I texted and I was like, yo, trying to go to Brazzaville Memorial Day weekend? And he was like, we going to the Congo? I'm just laughing at Dr. Congo. Cat saying, I might not use AI as I only have less time on countries. You're right, limited vacation days, so I just look at the best things to see and do in those places. That's fair. Freezite saying, you guys see how I know these things? And Sammy Marcos saying, no, you're not going to the Dr. Congo. The Dr. Congo just keeps killing me. I just keep reading it as Dr. Congo. Oh, it's too funny. I want to get a shirt that's like a surgeon and it says Dr. Congo. It's so stupid. No. We weren't going to go to the DRC. We were going to go to the ROC. Not Republic of China, Republic of Congo. Brazzaville. Because Lokirkinuli, you should go though. What? Lokirkinuli? This isn't good. We don't have a lot of coverage. Cat saying, Sammy, when I reach 150 country and I'm retired, I might go to the to the Dr. Congo. See, it's a place to. I heard the medical, the quality of the medical care is fantastic. Freezite saying, okay, low key. Cat saying earlier today, low Kirkenuli. Interesting. That's a way to say that. Cat saying, yeah, earlier today we were talking about going to Socotra, but that's in Yemen. Socotra is supposedly visitable right now. It's a very untouched. It's untouched from the war for the most part. It's supposedly a safe place to visit in Yemen. Just throw up a disclaimer right now that I do not intend to go to Yemen. Be kind of funny if you do that, Cats, I will say. That is pretty funny. So we have EU plates. They're older looking cars. Freezite sends, okay guys, I'll call Ewan's family and tell them their baby boy got kidnapped in Goma and sold as blank poulet. It wouldn't even be Goma, it'd be Kinshasa, because we'd be in Brazzaville. Samuel Marco saying Ewan should go to eastern Ukraine. I hear it's nice this time of year. Yeah, that's a great idea. You guys are really putting me onto such great... You're clearly using AI for these ideas. You're ChatGPTing this. Ewan said, ruin me. Send him somewhere. He has... It sounds like he's sick. He has to go see Dr. Congo. I think I'm actually a little delirious. The sleep deprivation. Oh wow. Cat saying, I found out you can go to Haiti as Royal Caribbean has a port there. I would not expect that at all. Remember when they shot at a Spirit Airlines flight? Like the gang members shot at a Spirit Airlines flight a couple years ago? Alright, bad news, guys. We don't have much to go off of here. Freezite saying the Donbass, you should buy some waterfront property. Great ideas, everybody. No AI, just the craziest parts of my mind. Ill-Tired saying, for April Fools, I told people I booked a trip to North Korea and everyone believed me. I would believe it. If any of you know, I take that back. I would not believe it if Freezite said they were going to North Korea. I would believe it if most of you, if you said you were going to North Korea. I'd be like, no way, that sounds awesome. Portuguese. No water. Portuguese. Boom, boom, boom. Sammy Marco saying, can't be less than for the forest? What? Freezite saying, cats, yes, but you can't leave the port area. Okay, yeah, a friend of mine went there. Freezite saying, what did I do? The slander needs to stop. You know what you've done, Freezite. Freezite still never fought me in hand-to-hand combat at JFK. We good with Portugal? Freezite saying I'm innocent. We don't need lies. There's no sense in it. Going once, going twice on Portugal. Let's do it. Love it. It's funny, I was genuinely thinking Eastern Europe. Have y'all seen those memes about how Portugal is Eastern Europe? It's like a genuine thing in some subreddits. The joke is like Portugal, there's like Western Europe, and then Portugal is Eastern Europe. Speaking of Eastern Europe, where might we be? Oh, Freezite saying they were merciful by not fighting me at JFK. It's like a baby Romania. That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, Kat saying I saw those memes too. What's going on down here? We got... Oh, okay. Never mind. These are Kayes, not Ulitsas. So it is not Eastern Europe. Let's do some searching then. This kind of feels like that... You know in every suburb when they build that same exact apartment complex? That's what this looks like. Do you know what I'm talking about? I might not be giving enough information as to what I mean, but I know what I'm talking about. It's like the... Now I have to explain this. It's like modern cookie cutter apartment. It's like the low-rise apartments. No, 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 exterior. No. Low-rise. No! This. Looks like this. This. Oh wait, no, it was exactly, it's that. That's what that looks like. Haha. That's what I was going for. Yeah, Freezite saying, yeah, this looks like Latin America to me. You're correct. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying, oh, wow, Americans can go to Belarus with only an E-visa. Yeah. Kat saying I wouldn't want to go to Belarus now if there's a risk I'm going to be a political prisoner. It's interesting. I've looked at that. You can't book directly to Belarus, but you can fly to Istanbul. Like, okay, look at this. Flight New York, Minsk. It'll tell you there's none. See? Look at that. None. What you have to do, you have to go to Istanbul. Right, so just any of these. And then I found it was like Minsk Airport Arrival Board. Right, and then look at what airlines seem to fly in. So Belavia Belavia. Boom. Belarusian Airlines. And then let's change it. Okay, yeah, we are in English. From, let's do Istanbul to Minsk. And that's how you get to Minsk. You can't just do it on Google Flights. It's annoying. Freezite saying, new meme, Ewan is a CIA cover-op. Oh, covert op. CIA covert op. You know what? No, I'm not. Do you think if I were CIA, they'd let me do this? You think they'd be like, yeah, have a little show on your YouTube channel. A little show where you demonstrate knowledge of the world. I feel like RD. What denomination is RD? Sammy Marco saying, I know what you mean about that apartment. Very common in the South. Yep, exactly. Cat saying, that's the thing. I knew it from home. But I didn't want to, like, I can think of 80 of them at home. I didn't want to zoom in on some random street view of an apartment in Tampa. My vision. Cat saying, one way to get to Belarus, heard from Belarusians, you fly to Vilnius and take the bus to the border. Yeah, that's a good one. You can also do that into Russia, I believe, from Norway. No, from Estonia, but it's complicated. I don't know. I don't remember. Freezite saying, the problem is not going in, the problem is, yeah, getting out. You just run, I guess. Run away. Oh yes, of course it throws off suspicion with the show. A double agent, if you will. I don't think that's what a double agent is. Oh, what's going on over here? You can ride a bike from Russia into Norway, a bicycle. That's a good video idea. That'll be the 5th anniversary video. So we'll have that this year. The 5th anniversary of the channel. 5th anniversary special. Ewan dies. He tries riding a bicycle from Norway into Russia. His 1-mile bike ride proves to be his most dangerous yet. Tired saying, don't go to Russia. I would not go back. I do intend to go to Russia at some point. I want to use the Russian that I'm learning. This up here could help. Oslo to Moscow by bike. Kind of be solid. Be fun. That would take forever. That's like a month and a half of cycling. Mexico? Maybe? Cat saying, I know someone who's family in Kaliningrad. She used to fly to Lithuania and get close to the border. That's wild. I think family in Kaliningrad must be hard. Huh. Yeah, Freezite saying that that's a challenge. Cat saying same. I'd love to go to Russia too someday. I'd love to visit Siberia. Like Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal would be cool. I'd love to do the Siberian Railroad. Okay, Freezite saying this is not Mexico, by the way. Is this that? And it's not the DR. It's got North American plates. That's the thing. Right, yeah. Sammy Marco wants to go to Russia, but not with their current government. Freezite saying the word used for a lot is the tell, by the way. I don't know any variations of the word a lot. Is it Dominican? Okay, Freezite saying, could it be Costa Rica or PR? I'm assuming a lot is in a lot of land. Yeah, I don't know that word. Lot or plot. Is this PR then? Speaking of PR, we got Bad Bunny tonight. I'm so excited for Bad Bunny. Costa Rica. I mean, the mountains, I would assume more Costa Rica, but again, the plates and the architectural style makes me lean Puerto Rico. Costa Rica doesn't play as much baseball as Puerto Rico. Exactly, Sammy Marco. Bad Bunny. I can't even do it. Restaurant and car wash. Yeah, that's English. Comida Criolla. Ignore the fact I said Criolla. Criolla. Whatever. This is PR. Right? Freezite saying stop. See how. Yeah, car wash. They used not the Y. I'm out of water. How they didn't use the Y where? I have. Oh yeah, you're right. The E and not the Y. Dude, that is bamboozling. I'm so bamboozled. The grammar thing from earlier. Dude, this is crazy. Okay, there's an NHL logo on this bank. This is Puerto Rico. This is Puerto Rico. Any objections? Oh, Il Tired saying 809 DR. You saw an 809 somewhere? $829. $829. Ow. Okay. Freezite saying. Okay. I gotta catch up in the chat. And also mess with my ankle. Yeah, Freezite. Cat saying Freezite. I'm tempted to learn Spanish. You should. It's fun. Altired saying yes. RD. Good point. Yeah, RD being the currency makes more sense for Dominican Republic. The slender's off the chain. 809 area code. Sammy Marco asking if you believe so. Plus lots of baseball in the DR. Good point. Doesn't remind me of Puerto Rico. You already know, Sammy. Need to go to Puerto Rico. My family's planning a trip there, but COVID killed it. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I know a lot of people that happened to. But we got 829 instead of 809. So that's 809 is the Dominican code. So I'm assuming 829 is that Puerto Rico. I don't see there being an NHL logo and a bank in the DR, but also there being RD with the dollar sign as the currency. That makes sense for it to be the DR. So at this point, I'm just really confused. El Tired saying you swore it was a white sign that said 809. I see it right here. It's 829. Freezite saying that looks more like the DR to me. Alright, I'll do DR if people think it's DR. Any objections to that? Going once. Going twice. Oh, yep, there's 809. 3 times. And DR. Nice. Way to go, team. Way to force me to be correct. Sunshine. Sunbag. This feels Australia, New Zealand. Oh man, how do we get out of here? DR not Congo. Yeah. That's a good one, cats. Just the doctor. No Congo. It's like shaken, not stirred. Doctor, no Congo. Yeah, ill-tired saying parked on the left side of the road. Sim Marco saying yep, Australia, New Zealand. Freezite saying Australia to me, specifically Perth. Yep, ill-tired pointing out signs pointed for left-hand drive. Semi Marco saying Perth seems right. I mean, I'm happy to do it. Any objections to Australia? Anyone think New Zealand? You can just stay here while I itch my foot under the bandage. Oof, that feels good. Feels real good. Ooh, Cat saying I might go to Perth in a couple years. I feel like it's it has the allure of, it's kind of, you know, just so isolated that you're just kind of curious, you know, what's there. So I could see why you'd want to go. Alright, let's do it. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Oof, indeed. Ethan Bruja. Semi Marco saying, no, I was going to say it was too green to be Australia. New Zealand's way greener. Well. Whoops. Semi Marco saying, I wanted to do a working holiday in Oz a few years ago. Maybe I'll do it if I can't get a job after uni. You should. I take the opportunity to do it while you're young. As dumb as things seem, like when I look back on it, like living in Scotland, if I think about how rational of a decision that was, probably not. Very extremely irrational. But I'm so glad I did it. And it didn't nuke my chances at normal life afterward. I was able to do it and then go be a normal person once I was done. Definitely do it. Is this Hungarian? Sam Marco saying, what do you mean as dumb as things seem? Like, as irrational as a decision like that may seem. Like, what always prevent... I don't know if you think this way, but whenever I think of something like that, something that takes a lot of time and isn't necessarily productive, I think, well, I don't know if I should be putting my life on hold for this long to do something like that. It's kind of like, life will always be here, basically. You know, it's always worth it. It always ends up being worth it. Cat's in a friend in Perth who shares the same birthday as me told me he might rent a place. Ooh, so we might have a double birthday celebration there. That sounds sick. That's a really good reason to go. Okay, Cat's saying New Zealand North Island is greener, yet northern part is tropical. Now we know. Freezite saying, my surgery's happening in March means Ewan will be safe and free of me, making him paranoid or whatever he... Philippines. Or whatever he thinks I have done. I'll be MIA for a while. I'm sure he'll be very happy. I hope you're okay, Freezite. Anything crazy? Yeah, Cat Sing Philippines. Let's do it. Love it. Yo, Christopher Like is here. Welcome in. Better late than never, indeed. We are at a massive 2 countries, Christopher Like. Big 2. Okay, sinus surgery. I think I remember you saying that. That one's gonna be... That'll be a doozy. Good luck. Oof. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying, yeah, I feel the same, especially because I'm going to be 25 when I graduate with my bachelor's. So I feel like I put my life on hold because of COVID. It's, life happens. There's like the, you know, oh boy. Oh, that's a Ukrainian flag. This is Ukraine. We good with that? I think one thing that's important to remember is just not abiding by... Like, comparison is the greatest thief of joy. Is that what the phrase is? Like, you can't... Yeah, we're in Ukraine. Just because other people get it earlier doesn't mean, you know, you should do what you want to do. Take a working holiday. Take 3 years off. Open a cart in China, and then come back when you're 30. Yeah. Do whatever makes you happy. I realized that as I'm 26 now, and there were a lot of decisions I made when I was younger where I was like, oh man, this is terrible. It's gonna ruin me financially and blah 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 in the future. And it's like now I'm 20. Everything turned out fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, exactly. Cat's saying no need to rush getting a degree. Cat's asking you if the date for your surgery already. Yes, March 3rd. All right. What does the recovery look like for that? Sammy Marcos saying I even got accepted into the Canadian working holiday program. I was going to go to Vancouver. Dad said no. I'm glad he did because I wasn't ready then. Well, that's good then. You can do the Australian one now. Ooh, Ireland is a working holiday 1 year after you graduate. That's sick too. That'll be a good one if you do that. Oof. 3 to 8 weeks is rough. Is that like 3 to 8 weeks? What do you do in those 3 to 8 weeks? I don't know if that's a dumb question. Freezite saying Christopher, Mr. Ewan here is going to Dr. Congo. He will be Congo Poyo soon. Yes, I'm sick. I bet Dr. Congo's your surgeon, Freezite. Gotta elevate the foot. Ooh. Vegetate and rest. Gotcha. Yep. That's how it goes. These are French plates. I know there's... Okay, so people seem to have seen French. I think we did see French on some of those signs back there. But we're talking France versus Belgium. These are French plates, not Belgian plates. Christopher asking where was the trap round. The trap round was the... Yeah, this is France. It was the round we've been stuck on for a while. The one in the mountain with the gravel road that we only had about 100 yards of coverage on. But Sammy Marco saying if I do a study abroad in Dundee next spring, maybe I won't do a working holiday. Fair enough. One live abroad trip rather than the other. Alright, let's do France. Cat saying never did a working holiday. Wish I did. Just started traveling when I finally got a job. Yeah, it's important to try to spread your wings when you can. You never know. Then you reach the point where you don't have that ability. I'm constantly like, time's running out to see all the places I want to see. I'm 20. I'm not even 26 and a half. I'm 26. It's like, that probably sounds so stupid to people older than me. Freezette said, oh wow, it's a dual language sign. Breton and French. That's crazy. I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect signs to be in Breton. How many speakers are there of Breton? Bretonese speakers. Native speakers, about 100,000. That's wild. Very interesting. Would not expect that. Yeah, tired. Yeah, Cat's saying I was 26. Yes, Cat's who has been... How many countries is it now, Cat's? You in the 80s now? You're 26 when you started solo traveling. Doing way better than me at that time. See, it's... Life happens in no particular order. Just... Stuff happens, you react to it, and you do what you want to do. It's study abroad, 82 so far. That's sick. I should count. I'm not going to count on my fingers. Where might this be? Oh, I'm tearing into that Diet Dr. Pepper. In what, 4 minutes? Okay, the sign was in English, some sort of form. Freeze saying cats. I might start a new sketch. Tunisia. What do you mean? 28. This is a Pacific plant. I think we're in New Zealand. Yep, Freezite saying I was 27 when I started traveling. Back then we only had boats and telegraphs. See? Anytime. You can start this anytime. Christopher likes saying you, and at least you're not suffering as bad as Lindsey Vonn. What happened to Lindsey Vonn? Oh, no. Airlifted? That's terrifying. Oh, I sell submarine schematic sketches to the Russians for the lulz. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha, she fell. Yeah, .co.New Zealand. We're good. Okay, Freeze out his drawing places. That's why I asked for pics of Carthage. Gotcha. That's sick. Are we going to New Zealand? Tired's in Paris 2008. What's your first travel adventure as an adult? China 2010. Then many more solo trips. Yeah, it's... I'm gonna lie down. Ugh. Tired's another well-traveled person in here. What? I'm not gonna try that. New Zealand. Ooh. Mongod. Azd. Freezite saying oh, this is Mongolia. Freezite saying, see, I'm more than just sarcasm and tree knowledge emotionally. I'm a human being. Wow. I'm so proud of you, Freezite. Yeah, New Zealand is one place I need to go see. I will say, when I flew into Auckland, I was fuming because I was like, I want to go to Auckland. Because I flew in, I was like, this is where I want to go. I don't want to go to Australia. I want to go to New Zealand. But I was trying for the whole 7 continents by 27 thing, so I had to go to Australia. I was so upset. I wanted to do New Zealand. Are we good with Mongolia here? Cat saying my first travel was actually when I was 21 with friends. We did 3 weeks of backpacking in Japan. At that time, we had to rely on paper maps. That's wild. Were they paper maps in English or Japanese? 3 weeks is awesome, though. That's so... Oh, look at that. It is 5 o'clock. Cat saying, okay, good night, all. Do we want to do Mongolia to close it out? Nice. All right. Okay, English maps. That makes sense. Imagine they were in Japanese. It's like you just have to go to like this symbol, that symbol, this symbol. You like match them up with the signs. But all right, have a wonderful week, everyone. It's weird. I'm used to it being a lot later than it is right now. It feels kind of weird, but it feels weird knowing that I'm about to go do something else. But enjoy watching the Super Bowl if you are watching. Enjoy going out into the Moroccan desert if you're doing that. And have a wonderful week, everybody. I will see you back here next Sunday.